Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from that great river road alongside the Mississippi River. And today we begin our day in Madison, Illinois, where Route 66 and the Mississippi River meet here at the Chain of Rocks Bridge. This is the original bridge, the original Route 66 bridge that would actually take you across the Mississippi River, across from Illinois into Missouri, into St. Louis. It is currently closed to vehicles. You cannot drive over there any longer. It may have something to do with bridge integrity, but it is open for pedestrians, so I figure we'll head out onto the old Chain of Rock Bridge and take a peek at our beloved Mississippi River. So please follow me. Yeah, it's interesting how we've come across some of the other old roads while traveling the Great River Road. We passed through where the Lincoln Highway crossed over the Great River Road, and now we have met up with Route 66. But I guess we cannot cruise our car down Route 66. We'll just have to take a delightful little stroll here. Yeah, this definitely gives me some flashbacks from my 2 Route 66 trips. Both of them were really fun, and both of them were like very different. Even though they're both along Route 66, there was like so many new things I discovered the second time around, and just got a closer look at other things. You know, one of these days I may do Route 66 once more. I thought about doing it like in the middle of the summer. Usually I try to reserve summer for theme parks and things that are only open during the summer. But it might be fun to do a cruise down Route 66 in the summer, just because everything will be open. A lot of stuff on Route 66, even the restaurants and stuff, can be very seasonal. So a summer Route 66 trip at some point may be in the cards. Wow, this is a long bridge. Hopefully we can find the Mississippi River at some point. Yeah, I thought this bridge was just going to take us right over the Mississippi. As you can see, we're still actually over solid ground. Ah, here it is, the Mississippi River. You can see the current bridge over there, some barges and towboats in the water. Now I read somewhere else in one of the museums I stopped by that Chain of Rocks is one of the roughest spots on the Mississippi, one of the most difficult spots for boats, because I guess there is a chain of rocks that can disrupt the sailing of the boat. I guess maybe there's some rocky hidden rocks under the water, possibly, because I'm not seeing necessarily a lot of rocks. But apparently these are treacherous waters. Here you can see these interesting structures jutting up out of the river there. Those look like little castles. And if you look out that way, you can see there's like a big curve there at the end of the bridge. It kind of veers over here to the right. So now we need to find a bridge that actually allows cars so we can get the car over to St. Louis. And we have landed here in St. Louis, Missouri, as you can tell by the massive gateway arch directly behind me. But I actually wanted to do another riverboat tour. We've been on a riverboat tour in Hannibal, Missouri, but I wanted to hop on a riverboat and check out the city of St. Louis. So I got myself a ticket, and the riverboats actually launch right here across, right here in front of the gateway arch. Now I can tell that the river is very high right now because normally this is a parking lot. The parking lot begins like right here and extends to the river. So the river is way up from the last time I was out here. And here we are at the Gateway Arch Riverboat. This looks like they have two riverboats here. This is the Becky Thatcher. This is the Tom Sawyer here. So they are also themed after the Mark Twain books. We rode the Mark Twain riverboat in Hannibal, Missouri. So I guess now we're gonna ride the Tom Sawyer. So we'll head straight up to the top here. Getting ready to launch here momentarily as we sit under the shadow of that arch. It's a big towboat there. And here we go, headed out onto the river, saying goodbye to the arch for now. See the sister ship there, the Becky Thatcher.
The museum project was made by a major improvement to complete the Gateway Arch grounds, which now has been next to the Old Cathedral. The old courthouse does reach natural depth about 214 feet deep.
Back of the boat here, you can see that paddle wheel turning.
Superstructure.
You can see the boat listing side to side as we head under the bridge here.
Project costs about.
They do have a lot of race tracks, such as the horse racing track down in Kentucky. In Memphis, Tennessee, you got the dog racing tracks. And here in St. Louis, Missouri, and Swede Landing, we have the pigeon racing track.
There's the America Center right there. That's where I go every year for Trans World.
So 1843, this location of the bridge, it marked the normal start city of St. Louis.
Looks like we're racing this towboat here.
The hill to the left is the Horseshoe Casino. This is the Brooklyn Studios hill attached to it. There's a small shopping mall inside of it. There's also a tunnel that goes from the casino over to the Mall of America Center. Placed here back in 1902 to supply electricity 1904 World's Fair. And that World's Fair was held in the city of St. Louis on the city's west side. And everybody named Forest Park. That's about 6 miles off to our west.
And they do have a dining room area in here as well.
Then make sure you're down to New Orleans. It's from Mexico where it beats its mile. As the estimated would be, it's 2,004 miles long, and it can't get as wide as 2 feet to about 2 miles.
Oh, and look here, we have the grand staircase, just like the Titanic.
Now right now we're going to make our turn.
Oh, this little guy here forgot his barges. Now, one interesting thing the pilot actually said was that to take a boat from Minneapolis to St. Louis takes about 7 days. It's about 7 days ago I was in Minneapolis, so it appears that I am traveling this road trip at about the speed of a boat, which I don't know, that's kind of fun. We just turned around, headed back towards the city, and we were ahead of the tugboat here, but now it's passing us. There really is a lot of bridges just in this immediate area right here. A lot of bridges headed into St. Louis.
Just have to go to your right now, just between those arch.
Love being able to see that arch from the river. The arch is just one of those things that when you see in real life, it's just kind of breathtaking. The sheer height of it, the way it stands above the city. It's just gorgeous out here on the Mississippi. Some more bridges over here.
Now before we just see two towboats, one had all loaded barges, one had all empty barges. But this towboat
Alright, looks like we're headed back to port. And then we'll peek into the gift shop here. Oh, they do have some fun snow globes here. You can see the riverboat there traveling through the center of the arch, when in real life that's impossible. Let's give it some snow. Some scented candles here. Here's a sports scented candle. It smells like sports. I wouldn't necessarily associate good smells with sports. I wonder if it smells like sweaty bodies and dirty feet. Kind of just does smell like kind of like sports. Kind of just like vaguely of like bleachers and sports equipment. I don't know if I'm holding it to you like you guys can smell. Here, smell it. There's also just a general St. Louis scented candle. I think that's like supposed to be toasted ravioli. It's kind of a St. Louis thing. Oh, yeah, it smells like ravioli. I don't think I've ever actually had the toasted ravioli they always talk about here in St. Louis, but yeah, it smells like ravioli. Looks like the Tom Sawyer's setting out on another voyage. I saw this, and maybe do a double take. It says, in memory of Robert E. Lee. I was like, wait a minute, there's a Confederate monument in St. Louis? That doesn't make a lot of sense. But then I looked closely and realized this is a different Robert E. Lee, not the Robert E. Lee, you know, from the Civil War. This is a Robert E. Lee that was an engineer in St. Louis. And this is interesting. He actually responsible for moving the Mississippi River. It says his engineering genius was responsible for moving the Mississippi River channel back to the St. Louis shore and preserving the city as a river port. So apparently there was a brief time where the Mississippi River left St. Louis, but this guy brought it back. And because we are just right here, we might as well head up to the top of the arch. Get some good views of the Mississippi from up there. You can see the arch there. One end there. One end there. You see how high it gets. And then there you have St. Louis in the middle. The entrance is underground over on the other side of that hill. Currently walking underneath the arch here. Come to the other side of the arch here, where we can enter through this underground entry point over here. All right, so we're gonna be riding to the top of the arch, and they put this out here. This is the capsule that you ride to the top of the arch in. And you see, it's a little cozy. But don't worry, because apparently Shaquille O'Neal one time rode inside one of these to the top, so it should be able to fit anyone. Just back in here, watch your head. I kind of like it because it's like a little futuristic pod that takes you up into the sky. But yeah, if you sit like you sit in these seats, you have to like sit like this on the way up. There's not a lot of headroom. I don't know how Shaq fit in here. I don't know if he like put his legs up and like curled into like a big shack ball, but he made it. You can see the map there of the entire U.S. and you can see just how major this river is, the Mississippi River, cutting it in half. And we do have a museum here taking us through the history of the area. Okay, so it says we can push the button to discover fun facts about steamboats. I've learned a lot about steamboats in the past week, but I'm always willing to learn a little more. Let's see, a snag was a branch tree that created a river hazard. Oh, water levels and ice hindered steamboat travel. I imagine it would. Here it talks about the St. Louis Riverfront. Oh, looks like it's nighttime here on the river. You can see all the buildings and the riverboats, much like the riverboats that we were just riding on. Oh, is it starting to? I think morning's starting to come, and there we go. Daylight has come to the St. Louis Riverfront. You can see the bustling hustle and bustle there. People loading and unloading all these supplies, all this lumber, all these boxes from the riverboats. See that massive pilot's wheel there. And that's one thing I've learned on this trip, is that the person who drives a riverboat, not called a captain, they're called a pilot, like in a plane. And here they talk about the decision to build the Gateway Arch on the riverfront, as well as the process in which it was brought together. Here is different proposals on what to do to the riverfront. The suggestion was a giant tower beam right there. But as you look at these, they're all fine. They're all great. They'll all be fun to hang out in, but I'll tell you what. I think this was a no-brainer. This one popped. It's a man by the name of Eero Saarinen who designed the Gateway Arch. And one fascinating thing, he's actually a architect and furniture designer, and he developed this style of chair known as the tulip chair. It's kind of that cool mid-century type look there. And I do think the arch in some ways kind of captures that mid-century look, although in other ways it is completely timeless. You see the model here of the St. Louis Arch on the Mississippi River, and in some ways it kind of represented passing the Mississippi River, is talked about as being the gateway to the west. I guess the doorway to the west, or the brick wall to the west, was the Mississippi. So it kind of signified passing the Mississippi and expanding the country westward. Now when we came in, we saw a replica of the pod that takes you to the top of the arch. But over here we actually have a replica of the top of the arch, complete with the light on top to let planes know not to fly into the arch. Yeah, you can see it's pretty, there's light goes off, pretty narrow in here. And this is actually a live feed to the top of the arch there. So the visibility looks pretty good. You know, sometimes you get up there and it's so cloudy you can't see anything, but looks like we're gonna have a good view today. You see this model of the arch here. Look up there, they're actually placing that last piece up there, the piece that we just saw the replica of. And it shows the people that worked to build the arch there. And then has some other modern marvels here as well. The Statue of Liberty over that way. And then Mount Rushmore, which I went to earlier this year. Also have Independence Hall. I actually visited there like a month or so ago. So it's about time for our ride. We are heading up the North Tram. So let's get checked in. And we are headed to the top. All right, we got our boarding pass. We're going to be in car 7. They actually skipped the movie, the pre-show, or if that's just because it's slow today. We're gonna in car 7, which is right down here towards the bottom. Now this is interesting. They usually play like a pre-show projected onto the door of the arch. So they didn't play the pre-show movie, and they're not playing the projections. So that's interesting. I wonder why they stopped doing that, or maybe if it's just down for the moment. Our capsule awaits. This actually looks like they're pretty slow today. Got my own pod to myself. I remember the first time I rode this, there was like a family of 4 like jammed in here with me. All our knees were touching. But yeah, it was really slow today, and they didn't, like I said, they didn't have the pre-show movie. They didn't have the projections on the doors of the pods. And I'm wondering, I wonder if that's a permanent change, if that's something they've eliminated, or just something they're not doing right now. Kind of see the shape of the arch here as we head up in kind of a diagonal manner. Alright, and we have made it to the top of the arch. Let's take a peek. It looks like it's a little rainy. There's raindrops forming here on the window. But still a beautiful, beautiful view here. It's the old courthouse there. That circle you see at the bottom, that's the entrance we went in. Now, I actually thought they were having a baseball game today, but sadly, it may have gotten rained out. You can see the viewing area divided here. This is the South Tram viewing area. We are on the north side, so you can only view the side that is of the tram that you rode up. Well, let's take a peek over here at the Mississippi side of the arch. See down there? That's where our river cruise disembarked from. You can see all those bridges we cruised underneath. And as I stand here, I can feel the arch moving and waving in the wind quite a bit. Yeah, I can actually see my car parked down there. That's the red car parked there by the riverboat. And if you look really careful out there, underneath the railroad bridge, that is the Tom Sawyer riverboat that we were on earlier.
Welcome to the top, everyone. Come out of your tram cars. Next to your left, come up to the stage.
Alright, headed back down to planet Earth. I think we'll grab a snack here at the Arch Cafe. They do have some St. Louis specialties here. Last time I was here, I had the St. Louis ribs, which weren't bad, and I think I'm going to give a try to the toasted ravioli. I've not had this St. Louis delicacy of toasted ravioli. Okay, so here is the toasted ravioli. I'm used to ravioli being wet, being like in sauce, being mushy, but this is like, I guess they put it in a toaster, sprinkled some cheese on it, give me a little side of marinara there. So let's try this. Okay, I got the toasted ravioli there. Kind of smells like pizza rolls. Let's see if it tastes like pizza. I actually do like pizza rolls. I don't even really like pizza that much, but I like pizza rolls. Some of the marinara there. A little dunkity-doo. Okay. It's got some sausage in there. Pretty tasty treat. Yeah, definitely say that is it is an enjoyable St. Louis treat there. Ooh. And again, I don't know if the Arch Cafe is the best place to get to get toasted ravioli. If you know a better place to try toasted ravioli, leave a comment in the comment section. Not saying this is bad. Pretty good, pretty tasty, but my curiosity's piqued. I'd like to see, what is the best toasted ravioli in St. Louis. And here inside the Gateway Arch, we have obtained Clean Plate Club status. Let's see if they have any pressed pennies here in the Arch store. And of course, 2024, the year of the pressed penny here on the Carpetbagger channel. And look at all the pressed pennies they have here. They have the Arch. They have the tram that you ride in. There's another view of the Arch. There is a covered wagon. I don't know who that guy is, but that's a buffalo. Oh, you got a steamboat there and a ranger hat. But sadly, we will not be taking home any of them today because we are out of order here. Dang. That's a bummer. Wish I could have those shiny pennies right there. We come out here under that towering arch. Yeah, we were just up there. Come over here to Laclede's Landing, which is the old historic riverfront area of St. Louis. It's that big old clock there, and it looks like it still tells time. There is the Laclede's Landing Fishhead Band there, jamming away on their instruments. This guy is tooting away on his saxophone. This guy is shredding his guitar, and this guy is just absolutely tearing it up with his accordion. See these old buildings here, the Witt Hardware Company, and Old Judge Tea and Coffee. See, a lot of these buildings are currently unoccupied. Looks like they have plenty of storefronts open for those that may want to start a business. Of course, down here they have the classic Laclede's Landing Wax Museum here, one of my favorite wax museums. Super creepy, spooky wax museum. I was just here about 2 months ago when I stopped by for Trans World. I toured the wax museum. So yeah, I recommend anyone coming down here, go to this wax museum. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, it's almost eerily quiet down here. There's a fair amount of businesses open, but yeah, just not a lot of people down here right now. Pretty quiet. I don't know if this is more of like a nighttime area. There is several bars here. Maybe this doesn't light up until nighttime. There's an old Riverfront pavilion over here. Saw this while we were on the boat earlier. Oh yeah, you can see where it's been flooded here. The mud going all the way up to here. Oh yeah, this is completely abandoned here. A lot of graffiti, a lot of garbage. I don't know what this was used for. This was maybe a boat dock at one point, but looks like there may be some people living here currently. Yeah, I smell burning here. Looks like there's been little fires everywhere. People maybe burning trash. Yeah, I'm curious about what this may have been at one point. Yeah, I think that may be an encampment for people without homes. I do remember, not this time that I rode the riverboat, but last time I rode the riverboat, I remember as the tour was coming on, there was people camped out alongside the river. And it's really unfortunate because you've had the floodings recently very, very high. So pushed back. So I can imagine probably some people maybe lived in tents, lived lived along the river here were probably displaced, probably had their areas wiped out. So yeah, kind of a sad situation here along the river. Driving alongside this barrier here, this river wall that keeps the Mississippi River from swallowing St. Louis. So another day out here on the river, and kind of the middle point of our journey. Like I said, the riverboat pilot said that a boat traveling down, a towboat traveling from Minneapolis would take about 7 days to get to St. Louis. It's been exactly 7 days since I was in Minneapolis. So we are traveling the speed of a towboat, which is kind of cool because we get to see the Mississippi River, you know, as if we were sailing a boat. I kind of wanted to, like, when I thought of this road trip, I was like, is there any way I could just do it in a boat? I mean, it didn't take that very long because obviously I don't have access to a boat or anything like that. I'm not athletic enough to kayak down the Mississippi, but yeah, it's kind of like a simulated boat ride in the car, but we're traveling the speed of a boat as we make our way down the Mississippi River. We headed south of St. Louis tomorrow. The next big city we hit is Memphis. So yeah, very excited about the rest of this trip, but I hope you guys will come along with me. If you do like these videos, please subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. I travel all around the country. When I'm not traveling down the Mississippi, I'm traveling all over the rest of the country, filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun random stuff. If you'd like to help with the channel in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Getting some new stuff in the Etsy shop. Right now we are selling enamel pins. And I'm doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you want to send a message to yourself, to a friend, to a family member, for any occasion, check that information in the description below. And all those things will help keep this train on the track, this boat on the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.